Today's review is sponsored by the new Friday the 13th burlesque show. If you think it's impossible for Jason Voorhees to get any sexier, I've got a surprise for you. Friday the 13th, the burlesque show. The luckiest unlucky day of your life.
Watch it, Alan. I'm shooting.
Demons.
Rosemary? Are you okay?
October 15th, 1981, Evil Dead has its theatrical premiere. 1983, it gets its wide release, becoming a huge cult success. June 1984, Evil Dead makes its way to Italy. October 1985, we get Demons from Italy. Directed by Lamberto Bava, the son of Mario Bava, and produced by Dario Argento. Evil Dead is a staple of 1980s horror. I'd put it up there with the likes of Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, An American Werewolf in London, The Thing, in terms of staples from the 80s. There are plenty more, but we don't want to be here all day. Evil Dead became so iconic that, as you would expect, a lot of movies took inspiration from Evil Dead. Night of the Demons is probably the most well-known of those films. Peter Jackson's Dead Alive mostly took inspiration from Evil Dead 2. There's this awesome 1995 Japanese shot-on-video horror movie called Bloody Muscle Bodybuilder in Hell. Yeah, that's a thing. But in 1985, Italy threw their hat into the ring with Demons. The movie takes place in a movie theater. A group of strangers have been invited to the premiere of this mysterious horror movie that seems to have a strange effect on the audience. Soon, members of the audience start getting possessed by demons. The exits of the building have somehow disappeared, the survivors start getting killed off and used as vessels for more demons. Once again, we have a simple premise executed so well. Much like in many Italian horror movies, the plot of Demons comes second to the visuals and the atmosphere. A lot of Italian horror movies focused more on putting you in this nightmare world over telling you a fully coherent story. How many of us have had a nightmare of us being trapped in a specific location with something trying to hurt us? Demons thrives off its punk rock, or at least punk-like-esque aesthetic. When it comes to punk rock horror movies, my favorites are Return of the Living Dead and Demons. They just have this hardcore, fun nature to them. There is a story here, but it's mostly the visuals and the punk atmosphere that grabs the audience. Especially in the third act, but we'll get to that in a bit. Also, I am going to have some slight spoilers in this video, but I'll try not to reveal too much. The setting is one of the best things about Demons. The movie takes place in a movie theater, with the characters watching a horror film. The movie isn't necessarily the cause for all the chaos, but it is a catalyst in a way.
It says here, whoever wears it becomes a demon. And an instrument of evil.
Yeah, sure.
Now we know why you look so good at it.
Thanks a lot, Tony.
I really like horror movies that take place in movie theaters. There are plenty of movies that have big scenes that happen in movie theaters. The Tingler, both versions of The Blob, Gremlins, An American Werewolf in London, and there are plenty more, but those are movies that have big scenes that take place in movie theaters. The whole movie doesn't take place mostly at the movie theater. I'm talking about movies where the main location, or at least where most of the movie takes place, is a movie theater. And I don't think we have enough of those. In that category, we have movies like All About Evil, Popcorn, The Last Matinee, and Demons. There are more, I'm sure, but those are the ones I can think of right now. Bottom line, I want more. Demons uses this setting very well. The way the film introduces us to the characters, aka the pre-body count, is through them watching the movie. And it's an interesting meta moment. We're watching a horror movie and the people in this horror movie are watching a horror movie. I like that, and I want more movie theater-based horror movies. It adds to the fun.
It's not the movie. It's not the movie. It's a theater. It's this theater that kills. It has killed my niece.
Movies like Demons and Evil Dead are my kind of possession movies. So many demonic possession movies are similar to other demonic possession movies. I would argue that there are more similarities in possession movies than there are in slasher movies. And trust me, slasher fans know how many similarities there are in the slasher genre. But so many demonic possession movies have similar traits. Person gets possessed, they get tied down or restrained in some way, we have an exorcism, the power of Christ compels you, here's my cross, repent, I cast you out. All the beats we see in a lot of possession movies. There are good possession movies out there, it's just that a lot of them are similar.
The bed must be on the floor! The bed is on my foot! The bed is on my foot!
But movies like Evil Dead and Demons can be scary, but they make possession movies more fun. It's not just one person getting possessed, it's multiple people. And they're out for blood, looking to rip people apart. Not only that, but the people who get possessed in these movies go through more of a physical transformation. One of the things I like about the demons in Demons is that when they possess somebody, that person looks truly demonic. Their fingernails turn into claws, they grow sharp teeth, and in one instance, a demon hatches out of somebody's back.
Look at her back!
I just love the look of the possessed in this flick. One of the most notorious images in this movie is when we see the demons walking through the building with glowing eyes. And the gore. There are some fantastic practical effects in Demons. We don't just see the possessed with sharp claws and sharp teeth, no. We see claws poking out of the fingertips. We see teeth getting pushed out by fangs. We get some good close-up shots of gore. Some of the gore scenes are Fulci-esque in nature. Lucio Fulci liked to linger on his gore scenes, creating suspense in a way, getting a lot of close-up shots of the bloodshed. We see some of that in Demons. There's one particular scene where it really lingers on the bloodshed, a fantastic scene where we see somebody's throat get ripped out.
Run!
And of course we have Italian horror icon Goretta Goretta. She's the first one who turns, and it's awesome. Now, we cannot talk about Demons without talking about its insane climax. Towards the beginning of the film, we see a display in the movie theater. It's a samurai with a samurai sword riding a motorcycle. Now, of course, this cannot just be props. It's a real motorcycle and a real samurai sword. And you do not introduce these things in your movie if they are not going to be used later on. We have a guy riding a motorcycle, killing demons with a samurai sword. If the internet existed back then, and this was typed into the search engine, every search engine would orgasm at the same time. Seriously, you would hear Google and Yahoo at the same time moan with extreme ecstasy, and every computer would explode. Demons knows what kind of movie it is. A fun, cheesy horror movie made to entertain with oodles of gore. If a guy with a samurai sword killing demons while riding a motorcycle does not tell you what kind of flick this is, you're on your own. Demons is just a fun, bloody horror movie. If you go into this looking for a deep plot, you're going to be disappointed. But if you go into it just wanting a fun, gory horror movie, Demons is worth checking out. And with that, let's get to the Grindhouse rankings. There is a huge body count here. Too much for me to count. But hell, you don't come here for kill counts, you come here for fun mediocrity. The kills consist of, but are not limited to, throat rippings, hangings, possessed by demons, and a demon coming out of someone's back. There's a little nudity here with one nipple, but not much more than that. The demon effects are very good. The characters look like they've been transformed into monsters. The plot is pretty thin, but the visuals and the punk rock feel are what draw you in. The gore is very good. Some of the deaths feel somewhat Fulci-esque. Plenty of standout kills here. The climax in the third act is insane in the most fun way possible. And the movie has good pacing, which I always love. I'm giving this a 4.6 out of 5. Demons is a fun Italian horror movie with inspiration from Evil Dead. If you're a fan of Italian horror and Evil Dead, I think you'll have a good time with this one. As always, I want to thank all of you for continuing to watch and support this channel. Please leave a comment down below. Let me know some of your favorite possession movies that are in the style of Evil Dead or Demons, something along those lines. And let me know if you'd like me to talk about the sequel, Demons 2. This is the Maniac, here to remind you that the Grindhouse will never die. I may not have a samurai sword and a motorcycle, but I do have a spoon and a tricycle.